What's up, trainers? Welcome back to Naybor Games. I am your host, Naybor, and today, trainers, we are diving back into the TCGO. No, we're not opening packs on the TCGO. We are finally getting around to our first Deck Tech Wednesday. Today, I'm going to go into detail on how the Obstagoon Decidueye deck works, give you pointers on how to use it, as well as show off my most recent Twitch stream where I used it to play. Of course, in the comments below, please let me know if there are any alterations you think would work better. I'm always welcome to feedback. And before we get into the video, I would like to thank my sponsors, PTCGO Store, for sponsoring my streams and my content here on YouTube. You can check out their website where they have a multitude of different codes for all your Pokemon trading card game online needs. Some of the most competitive prices I've seen online. And as an added bonus, when you check out, you can use code Naybor to receive 5% off at checkout. So again, thank you, PTCGO Store. Now, let's go ahead and dive right into this deck profile for you all. All right, trainers, here we have my layout for what I use for my Decidueye and Obstagoon deck. I'm gonna go ahead and go through, let you know what the cards do, how they would work in the deck, and then we'll show you a little bit of gameplay at the end of that. So here we have Snorlax with Gourmandize. I play one of these. Of course, it's mostly for the Gourmandize ability. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand. If you use the ability, the turn ends. Obviously, this is for if you get into a sticky spot where you need to get draw support and you're willing to waste a turn, essentially. I would, of course, use other abilities first, then rock this Gourmandize ability. Also, we can use Body Slam if we have to. It is a good attacker, and it's on 1 prizer. We actually play 0 V cards or GX cards in this deck, so we're only losing 1 prize for everything that we get knocked out with. Body Slam, of course, does 100 damage, and you flip a coin. If it's heads, the active Pokemon is paralyzed. Moving on into Zigzagoon, the Galarian Zigzagoon here has Headbutt Tantrum. When you play the Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you put 1 damage counter on any of your opponent's Pokemon. That works. It's really good to spread damage, and you'll see how it plays into the meta of this entire deck as we move closer to the end. Of course, it also has Surprise Attack. You flip a coin. If tails, the attack does nothing, but we're mostly using it for Headbutt Tantrum and to work on getting our Obstagoon out. Now I play a 2-2 Galarian Zigzagoon, Galarian Obstagoon. No Linoon in this. We're mostly going to try to get rare candy to evolve into Obstagoon. Obstagoon here has the Untamed Shout. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of the Pokemon, during your turn, you may put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So with the combination of Zigzagoon and Obstagoon, you're going to add a total of 40 damage to any Pokemon, so it's really good to spread damage onto the bench, especially since we don't have any super heavy hitters. It's more or less trying to whittle away at your opponent's bench or any Pokemon that are up in the front. If you can get a knockout really quick against possibly a basic Pokemon and win early on, Obstagoon can help with that. All right, next we have Rowlet, and we play 4 Rowlet with Sky Circus ability. The Sky Circus ability is if you play a Bird Keeper from your hand during this turn, ignore all energy of this Pokemon's attack cost. So Windshard usually takes 3 colorless energies. However, with playing a Bird Keeper, you can use this, and it does 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Again, if you take and you get Galarian Zigzagoon out, you put 10 damage on a Pokemon, then you bring out your Obstagoon and evolve it while it's still on the bench. You can then hit 40 damage and then rock a Rowlet here with your Bird Keeper, and then you're going to hit 60, so that's 100 damage on a bench Pokemon. That's at least a third of a VMAX card. Most people will try to keep the VMAX cards up towards the active spot. We do play 1 Dartrix to try to get to our Decidueye, because Decidueye is going to be one of our blockades against these strong, powerful V and VMAX cards. And then we have 3 Decidueye here. We're using the one with Deep Forest Camo. Essentially, Deep Forest Camo prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's V and Pokemon GX cards. So it's essentially a wall against those V and GX cards that are hitting for heavy damage to then also be able to turn around and attack. Its attack Splitting Arrow only costs 1 grass energy and 1 colorless energy. You use Splitting Arrow, which also does 20 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So you have a Pokemon on the bench that's already got 100 damage after using Sky Circus Rowlet. And you throw another 20 damage onto that, as well as dropping 20 damage onto another Pokemon on the bench. And then you're dropping 90 damage onto the active spot Pokemon as well. We're playing the Stellar Wish Jirachi. So the Stellar Wish ability, once during your turn, before you attack, this Pokemon is your active Pokemon. You can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a trainer card you find there and put it into your hand, then shuffle cards back into the deck. Jirachi's asleep. This is how you search out your trainer cards. You can use this and use it like Switch or any kind of retreat Scoop Up Net that will bring this Pokemon back into your hand. You don't have to worry about that, but this is essentially trying the best that you can to get your trainer cards that you need to offset your opponent's attacks or reset their hand, any way to catch your opponent off guard. We also play 1 copy of Mew with Bench Barrier. Bench Barrier, of course, will barricade your bench Pokemon from getting any kind of damage placed onto them. We also could use Psi Power if we get into a bit of a pickle, but it's mostly there to protect your bench from getting any kind of damage because we have a lot of low HP Pokemon that we'll be putting onto the bench. And we also play 1 copy of Phione with Whirlpool Suction. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may have your opponent switch their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. If you do, discard all cards attached to this Pokemon and put it at the bottom of your deck. So that's there to essentially upset your opponent's strategy. If they have a really powerful card that's ready to take you down next turn, go ahead, swap it out, make them swap out their cards. They have to pick what is coming up, so it's not as good as Boss's Orders, but it is still really good at disruption. Moving into our trainer cards, of course, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Ordinary Rod. And what this does, you could choose one or both. Of course, shuffle 2 Pokemon from your discard pile or shuffle 2 basic energies from your discard pile. Most people will use this after they've had a couple Pokemon knocked out with a couple energies to bring all those basics back into your deck. We also play 4 copies of Pokémon Communication. Pokémon Communication will help you if you've got a Pokemon in your hand, but you're looking to search out something like an evolution of another, or Mew with Bench Barrier to protect your bench. You can trade that Pokemon in your hand for a Pokemon card that's in your deck. We also play 4 copies of Quick Ball. You can play this card only if you discard another card from your hand, which isn't terrible. It also is a good way to get things back from the discard pile if you need to use something like the Ordinary Rod. But then you search your deck for a basic Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then you shuffle your deck. 4 copies of Rare Candy. Obviously, we're going to be using Rare Candy to evolve Zigzagoon, even Rowlet if we need to. We only play 1 Dartrix, so we will use Rare Candy occasionally for Rowlet. I mentioned Scoop Up Net earlier. This is basically going to help bring any Pokemon that isn't a V or a GX card back into your hand. This is a good way to switch out Pokemon, switch out Jirachi, anything that may have damage. You can basically scoop it up, wipe the damage off of it, and then start back over. This is a good way to cycle through your Zigzagoon and Obstagoons to continuously put on damage. And then we play 2 Switch. This is obviously just to switch out Pokemon if you get into a bit of a pickle. 4 copies of Bird Keeper. We switch the active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon and draw 3 cards if you do so. This is mostly to use Rowlet's attack, but it's also good draw support and a good way to swap into a Pokemon card that you might need. We play 2 copies of Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders, one of the best cards in the format right now. You switch your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of their active Pokemon, just completely disrupt their attack pattern. You can also search out something that's on the bench that may already have, like, I don't know, 100 damage on it, and you know that one of your attacks could, like if you're hitting for weakness with Decidueye and it does 90, that's 180. If it already has 100 damage on it, that's 280. That's going to knock out pretty much every V or GX card that's currently in the format. We play 1 copy of Marnie. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck. If either player puts any cards on the bottom of their deck in this way, you can draw 5 cards and your opponent draws 4 cards. So again, a good way to disrupt your opponent, especially if they have a large hand. We play 3 copies of Professor's Research. This is essentially just to try and get draw support. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. So if you have a dead hand, you can completely wipe out your hand and get 7 new cards. We play 3 copies of Rosa. This is a really good card. You can play this card only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out on your opponent's last turn. You then search your deck for a trainer card, a basic energy, and a Pokemon card. Reveal them, and then you put them into your hand. So it's a really good way to set up a counter to anything that your opponent did, especially if your opponent is knocking out Pokemon like that. All right, moving on into our energy. We play Aromatic Energy, or as I've said before, Aromatic Energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides a grass type energy. The grass type Pokemon that this is attached to recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by special conditions. This is to protect your Decidueye. Your Decidueye can and is very vulnerable to the poison and burn and paralyzation, all those special conditions. This will keep it from having those special conditions happen. We do play 3 copies of the Aromatic Energy. We then play 2 copies of Capture Energy. As long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides 1 colorless energy. And when you attach this card from your hand to a Pokemon, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. This is a really good way to search out a Pokemon if you're in a bit of a pickle, as well as build energy onto your current Pokemon for an attack. And then we're going to be playing 2 Darkness Energy as well as 2 Grass type energies. All right, trainers, so that was a bit of a deck profile for the Decidueye and Obstagoon deck. Again, in the comments, let me know if there's any kind of alterations you would make to this deck, and also what kind of decks you would like to see on a Tech Deck Wednesday, Deck Tech Wednesday. And before I go, I have to give another shout out to my sponsors, PTCGO's store. Please go check them out. And if you do purchase something, remember to use code NEIGHBOR at checkout to get a 5% discount on your entire order. Catch this dealing because it's got the weather boost, and I have another thing that needs weather boost. So this isn't the start we want. Rowlet's not a good one to start with. I'm good. They had no basic energy. That's fine. That kind of helps me start up here. We're just going to go from there. I could Pokemon Communication. What are they playing? So they're playing a fire type deck. So I'm not going to do well having Rowlet out at the front. Thank you, Zombie. I hope I do. So I drew 1 card. We have no additional cards to add. That's fine. So Lairon, nope. Evolution Incense. So it's definitely trying. It's got the Champion's Path. No, Vivid Voltage Charizard. And it's going to look to pull out any and all Charizards. I don't know exactly what that does. We're learning together. So what I want to do is I do want to swap. Yeah, I want to be able to swap those 2 and use Bird Keeper. So that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen this turn. So I can, however, I could Marnie. I want to deal damage is what I want to do, and I don't have much time to think about this now. So I think, in all honesty, we're gonna do this. We're gonna Pokemon Communications, and we're gonna put Decidueye back in and get out our Zigzagoon if we didn't prize it. Okay, we've got a couple of them. Cool. So we're gonna put that on the bench. I wish we could retreat that for free, but we can't. So we are going to put the damage counters on there. So we get a little bit of damage out, but it's going to go into Charmeleon here. And we're going to Bird Keeper into Jirachi, which lets us get some energy out. I'm going to go ahead and start powering up this guy here. We've got a rare candy, which is good. And then we're going to do this. Boss's orders would be good if he puts another thing out. but I've got other ones. So we're going to go with Pokemon Communication on the off chance that maybe we could draw into a Pokemon card next turn. And then that's our turn, trainers. Yep, we got a shiny Zigzagoon on deck. Gosh, Leon. So I knew it would get the knockout here. But in all honesty, we should be able to find a way to get the knockout ourselves. If we actually could win this. So if we can get out a Pokemon. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think we might be able to get this here. So let's do Rosa. And can we get out Zigzagoon, Obstagoon? We can. We need a trainer card. Just in case, I'm gonna grab a quick ball and an energy card. We'll go with the grass energy. So we put 3 damage counters on there. Okay, yeah, that's like we got the win here, so they're gonna scoop. Let's get into it. That's not that's not highlighting how the deck works there, so hopefully this time it'll be. Oh, I swear, if we're going up against a Turnamax, I've not gone up against it yet, and I've heard so many things about it. I don't necessarily know if you need to go first or if you want to go second. So I'm fine with them choosing. So I did not get a basic Pokemon. This is fine. We don't want Lairon. Okay, so his Zigzagoon's not bad to start with. But I do want to bring out the bench barrier Mew, and because we want to give that damage. We want to actually hit that damage. Which we can do. What I'm going to do is we'll see what we draw first. Let's see what we draw. Luckily, they can't attack first turn. And if you all have any questions during this, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer. Let you know what's going on. So we will have super effectiveness if we can get out Decidueye. But getting out Decidueye is going to be the fun part. Crobat V also is an asset to have. Look at that. All that draw support. Full bench almost. Ooh, Professor's Research is really tempting. So we're going to go ahead and get this out. I kind of want to do a chip away here. 220. I think I do. We're going to try to chip away at that. We are going to Bird Keeper. Move that up there. Quick ball. I want to keep the Rosa. Let's do the Pokemon Communications. Oh no, we've prized all our Zigzagoons. That's fine. We'll do that. Drillbur. That onto our bench. Because essentially at this point, I feel like I'm going to be sacrificing this guy. So let's go ahead and Pokemon Communications here. And what am I thinking? How to get good? Is that a valid question? Time and practice. It's got to be an active slot. We'll go ahead and pull out Decidueye. That way, maybe we could possibly get that rolling next turn. We could, if he gets the knockout, which he could. If not, we're gonna try to search out a switch. I want Shiny Nose Pass so bad. Crushing Hammer, please hit a Tails. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, come on. I hate Crushing Hammer so much. You missed twice. That's what's up. All right, so we got Scoop Up. That's good. So we can go ahead and we'll Scoop. I should have waited. We'll put that on the active. It's fine. Yeah, we should have waited. It's fine. Just do damage. Do as much damage as we can. I can retreat. That's all I've got right now. So I gotta try. I got a Juniper. Let's Juniper. I hate to get rid of Decidueye like that, but we're going to. We got it though. So let's go. Rare Candy into Decidueye. I think that's what we do for now. So we're gonna do that. We'll do this and this. Let's get it. Let's just knock them down. So we get one here. Rare Candy's not bad. Hello. Should have checked the Magnemite first. So let's see. So I figured it would come to that, but it can't attack my Decidueye, which is fine. And my bench is blocked off. So it's going to take out that. That's fine. Because I might be able to. I think I might Juniper here again to try and get a switch. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, I gotta get a basic. Whoopsies. I'm just gonna toss that. So we're gonna Juniper again. I hate to get rid of another rare candy like that. Did we get a switch? We didn't. Oh, it's a hit and a miss, but we can retreat. That's fine. So we'll do this to get 2 Pokemon back. Decidueye. We only had 1 Pokemon in our discard? That's fine. So we played that this turn, so that's not going to work. So I guess we're going to retreat. Decidueye. We'll do 20 here, 20 here. And I don't know if I get the knockout. Did. All right. This is going much better than I thought it would, trainers. It wasn't a VMAX, so we only get 2. We prized 2 energy, though. That's terrifying. Colossal. I figured we were going to see a Colossal jump in here. Ooh, Eldegoss. No, I know this does. Eldegoss is good. Okay. They scooped. They did not have an out. All right, trainers, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you real soon. Catch you on the flip side.